Hey guys, I'm going to share with you a very quick video. I'm going to talk about three terms commonly used in real estate that kind of get interchanged and people just kind of nod along and don't really know what they truly mean. Those three terms are appraised value, market value, and assessed value. I'm going to break down real quickly what they mean for buyers and what it means for sellers, these three same terms. So appraised value, if you're a buyer, and you hear the term appraised value, basically that's what the bank is saying the house is worth. Example, you have $400,000 purchase price. The bank comes back and says, well, based on our assessment, this house is only worth $380,000. So now there's a $20,000 gap. That's got to be made up somewhere. That's called the appraisal gap. For buyers, when we talk about market value, that's what the open market at today's current status is willing to pay for the home. So you're seeing homes go above assessed value. You're even seeing homes selling above appraised value because people are making up that appraisal gap. That is the true status of the market value. And then lastly, the assessed value. So buyers should pay attention to that. What is a house currently assessed for? What is it sold for? It doesn't mean that towns and villages, town and county are gonna, make up this gap right away. But when they do the reassessment, how's that going to be applied? You should have some knowledge of what it's being assessed for, because assessment is just what the property is being taxed for. The value that the town, village, or whatever government is putting on that piece of property and what they're taxing it for. So let's talk about sellers very quickly. Appraised value, your home's market value may be high, but to a buyer's lender, again, using that same example, that $400,000 house may only be worth $380,000. You as a seller have to determine, hey, am I going to go down to the appraised value, and so that buyer can purchase a home through the bank? Am I going to make that buyer come up with the extra money? How are you going to navigate this? For market value, for a seller, hey, my goal when I work with sellers is to get as much as possible for them. That's why I'm an advocate for sellers when I'm working on behalf of the seller with a listing. So I want to do my due diligence. I want to do a comparative market analysis. I want to see some recent comps and see what houses have sold for, what they're on the open market for, and how many are out there. That's going to help me determine the market value of a home. And then the assessed value. Again, there's ways, if you're a seller, you don't want to focus so much on the assessed value. You're focusing on the market value. So keep that in mind. Assessed value doesn't really play into it, depending on the home's condition. Again, current market conditions can mean you're selling above or below the assessed value. One thing to keep in mind, if you're seeing that houses are selling at a multiple of the assessed value, that can help play into the market value. For instance, hey, the last 4 houses that have sold on this street have sold 2 times the assessed value. Well, that's something that your listing agent should factor in order to determine what the market value of your home is. So hopefully that's not confusing to you and it makes sense. If not, again, feel free to reach out to me, Dave Gagne, Small City Realty, or check in with your local realtor. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.